Hi, welcome to day 2 of How to Look Great in Pictures. I'm Ashley Brockington with Losing It with Sam and Ash and leader of Team Thrive. Yesterday we talked about lighting. If you did not watch yesterday's video, you need to watch it because I don't know, it's like I can't decide which step is most important, but lighting is such a missing link. When I see pictures, I'm like, oh, just getting good light. You look great, but I can't tell because you need to get a good light. Okay, so today we're gonna talk about styling. And why this is important is because we dealt with portrait clients for years, and people would show up in what they wear all the time or what they came to school. You know, after school, they were just coming in their school clothes or whatever, and we would take their pictures and they're like, these are boring, like they don't look good. Well, hello. I mean, you have to realize when you look at pictures, you are used to comparing yourself. Whether you want to compare or not, you are comparing yourself to ads that you see on billboards, that you see in the mall, in stores, on magazines. You're comparing yourself to these paid, styled ads. And so then if you get a picture back and you're like, ugh, I don't look, ugh. Well, a lot of times there's a missing link that has to do with hair, makeup, or styling. So let's talk about styling today. And these are tips that I gave my portrait clients to have, you know, better pictures that express them and that just like took it up a notch. Now, you might be thinking, I thought we were just talking about selfies and taking that. Yeah, we are. But I'm gonna teach you full out because you never know when you're gonna need this information where you could grab an accessory. So I started out today in just some skinny jeans and a t-shirt, you know, just slouching around. Now I did my hair and makeup and already that makes a big difference. If I just like hadn't done it, then it would not be a good combo. But let's see how we can take up your everyday wear that you might feel like, oh, this is okay, and bring it up a notch for pictures. So the first thing is accessorize. I don't have any earrings in right now. That would be a good touch. Have a little bracelet, maybe a chunky watch would be good. Let's put a statement necklace on. I got this from Tajay. So you don't have to spend a lot of money. Forever 21 is a good place to get statement jewelry, but already you can see it added a little bit of fun. So then layers is another thing that's really good. And layers just add like interest, and they're what can kind of take it from, especially if you're doing portraits, from just streetwear, like everyday girl or whatever, to looking a little bit more professional, feeling like you have a stylish edge. So this is a vest that I got, and it just takes it up to like a little style notch. Even if you wore something like a cardigan, this is just like a boyfriend cardigan from Gap. It's not like overly flattering or anything like that, but it's going to add a totally different style. The other one's a little bit of like hip hop kind of funky style. This is gonna add just a little bit of warmth. It's still kind of like, it's a little bit collegiate, preppy, girl next door, but you can just see that having layers, one thing is you can pose with it better. So even if you're kind of like taking a selfie with your friends, you know, you can use this to grab onto, you can grab onto a sleeve, and you can kind of just like, you know, do different things by having layers that you couldn't do if you were just wearing your everyday apparel. So I mean, that's really the main things are layers and accessories. Shoes are another one. And okay, so I brought like, once again, fun, like some kind of fun or funky shoes. This is me, no shoes. So if I put these on, they're like a little booty with a heel. I don't wear heels very much because I have 5 kids and 2 of them need to be held all the time, and that is just a little bit scary. Let's hope I don't fall over trying to put this on. But for pictures, especially if you're paying to have professional pictures or you know you're gonna be somewhere, I don't know if you can see this, you know, it adds a little bit more like edge, and it's also going to change your posture to where your hips are naturally going to kind of move around and your back's gonna have to be back a little bit more. So shoes are one thing. For patterns, I suggest either large patterns or solids. Small patterns, what's gonna happen is your eye is just going to go to the pattern and it's gonna get real busy, especially if you have a busy background at all, it's going to get confusing. So I suggest solids or large prints, and also you wanna be aware that as far as being flattering, that wearing pants or a skirt and a top is going to chop you up. So if you are worried about things being flattering, you have to realize that the focus is going to go to the lightest area. So right now, all the focus is going up here, and this is blending. So that's a way you can kind of camouflage like trouble areas, or I would suggest if you wear either like a jumpsuit or a dress or just all one color or color blending, that you're going to be able to tie things down. Also, a longer sweater is going to help if you need to hide anything. It's going to kind of like elongate and tie the top to the bottom so it's not just chopped straight across like that. But do realize if you're wearing, you know, a sweater, that kind of thing, that you need to be like realize if it's adding width to you where you don't want it to be. One of my biggest tips for styling, if you're like planning some type of shoot, or you just know you're going to be going somewhere where you're going to be taking pictures and you don't want to just be like the girl in the dress, like that's how you always feel like some people look really put together and you look like a girl in a dress. Pinterest is your best friend. Pinterest and magazines. Go through and look like, okay, so I want to wear a black dress, but I don't want it to just look like a black dress. What are they doing? How are they styling this black dress to make it look really fashionable? Sometimes it's big earrings. Sometimes it's, you know, hair that's got a little tease. Sometimes it's a little bit off the shoulder, or they've got a belt, or it's the boots that they've got with it. So make a Pinterest board for times when you can plan. You want to just be on point with your style. Make a Pinterest board and pick up common threads. This is going to help you with your personal style anyway, but for pictures, it's just like planning is better. I keep thinking of tips. I promise, I'm like almost done. I keep thinking of tips. Okay, if you're planning a group shot, family portrait, friends, whatever, you want to blend. You don't want to look like polka dots because your eye is not going to know where to go. You don't want to look like little splotches. You want to blend. So let's say your color palette is aqua, gray, blue, gold, and pink. That's okay. That's like a lot of colors. You want to stick to like a main color. So I'd say maybe stick to the main colors as a heathered gray, an aqua, and like a white or a gold, like two neutrals and a color. Everybody wears those as the main color, and then they can have tiny little accents. Let's say someone's wearing a bow tie, could be this color of pink or blue or red just as a pop, but the main palette you want to blend like it was just a brush stroke that was blending like that. That's how I always plan my portraits for my family, or if I'm gonna do a pop of color, then it's gonna be like black and white, or red and white, or red and yellow, or you know, 3 pop colors. But you want it to be like one person's wearing solids, maybe a dress. You know, men are obviously going to wear broken up colors, but they don't have to be like real contrasty. It can blend. So think of blending and like you're going through this, and again, Pinterest board, magazines, you're going to see how, even if you look at a cast of a show, it's like, oh, they're all wearing blue right now. Like, look at a cast. They want them to look good and not messy together when they're in the show and on camera. I hope this helped. I'm really excited that I was able to share this with you. I would love to see your pictures of yourself, your style. If you're already really good at styling, share some tips. Go to facebook.com/losingitwithsamandAsh. Share the tips you have. If you learned something, share what you've learned. Share your pictures. If you're about to go like take a family picture, either professionally or just set up the camera, share that. I would love to see how you styled even your family using these tips. Love you guys. Have a great day. Go look great. Go feel great.